Hi, I'm Jenny Lu. We're learning Yang Style Tai Chi 24 form step by step. In this video, we're going over sequence number 10, cloud hands, in detail. So we're going to go over the lower body, upper body, and the entire body's movement, both in stationary and the moving form together. If you'd like to learn more moves from this form, please check on this channel under the playlist Tai Chi Yang Style 24. Let's get started. Let's build this very beneficial movement from the ground up. So lower body first. We're going to come to a nice tall Uji stance. So with your feet about hip width apart, with your toes pointing forward, ideally to protect your knees, center of your kneecaps lined up with the second toes. So from there, you're just going to sink your weight by softening your knees, soften your hip joints. We're going to do a little bit of a pelvic tilt to make the lower back a little straighter. So if this is the first time you're learning with me, you can put your thumb right at the belly button and then your middle finger right above your pubic bone. Okay, so when I'm going to turn to my side. So what we're going to do, you're going to do a little pelvic tilt. Let me switch hands. So you're going to tilt your pelvis down a little bit. And what's happening with the hand on the front, you're going to make that distance a little bit shorter. So shortening the front, and then the back gets a little bit longer. You point your tailbone down and the back becomes straighter. So with the lumbar spine straighter, and this will allow a nice straight spine to let the energy travel more effectively, more efficiently. Okay, so from here you can relax the body and you can actually just rest your hands on your pelvis and then relax, softening your stance. And then upper body completely relaxed. You can tuck your chin down slightly, reaching the crown of your head up to the sky through the crown chakra. And we're going to start to first by pouring the weight, right? So do the weight transfer first. This is just from side to side for now. We're going to add one more step a little bit later. So for now, you're just going to feel your upper body is going to be perpendicular. So your spine is nicely supported. And then the lower body, we are transferring the weight from one side to the other. So allowing the weight to pour into one side and feel this leg gets fuller, heavier. And then as we come back to the center and you're pouring the weight into the other leg. So just try that a few times. Exhaling out, no tension in your upper body. Comfortable breathing into your lower dantian. Okay, then we're going to add a little bit more. So now when you get to the end, when you're about to shift the weight, you're going to do a little U-turn. So now it's no longer just side to side. We're going to make it like a little figure 8. So you're going to get to the end. When you feel like you have to transfer the weight, it gets really full, you're going to transfer over, you're just going to make a turn. So now this action is no longer just side to side. We're making it circular for your hip joints, which is really good. So now we're benefiting from the circularity and the continuity and flowing movement from Tai Chi practice. So just do that a few more times, still putting your mind in your lower dantian. Yeah, do that a few times until you feel like your mind is really inside and you feel very comfortable. Upper body's getting lighter, lower body's getting fuller. And you can slowly come back to the center. Take a breath, inhale. And exhale. If you want, you can fold your hands on the lower abdomen and then just gently rub up, sending healing energy to your lower dantian. Now let's go over the upper body movement. To make it even simpler, we're going to break it down to single arm movement first. Okay, so if you want, you can just tuck the other arm either by your side or on the back. So right now, you're gonna slowly, we're actually making a circular movement. Okay, so taking your time, you're gonna make a circle. So sweeping from in front of your lower dantian or groin area, and then making a circle coming up and you're gently turning the torso a little bit, and then you're actually following when the hand floats up to your face. You're just kind of looking at that hand, and then this hand is going to come down. So there's a little bit of turning from right here around the waist area. So you can feel your lower dantian and then your maybe a little bit obliques action. So this is just the one side. You might start to feel your leg. You're doing a little bit of weight transfer too. If you want to add that, that's okay too. But we're just going to go over a single arm movement. So a nice circular motion for your shoulder. Little gentle rotation from the center. The hand is going to come up to block or protect your face. So if I go to my side, you can see my arm is in that nice kind of semicircle. So just like when we practice the universal posture, this is just a rotation. So you're relaxing the shoulder, softening the elbows, right? 沉肩垂肘 in Chinese. So relax, sinking the shoulders and relaxing the elbows. And then your hand is just in front of the base, so it's not too close and not too far from you. Okay, so just going to do this a couple more times. A little bit of gentle turning. So you know the hand will sweep up to protect your face. When it gets to like 45 degrees or outside, not exactly to your side, right? To kind of like diagonal a little bit, you're turning the palms down, and then the hand is going to become the bottom hand to protect your groin area. Okay, so just like that. And then we're going to switch over. So you can tuck that arm, right? If we're mirror image, you're going to bring the left arm back or just on your hip joints. And same thing. So sweeping in, turning the palm down. So passing the center line. And you're actually going to look at the hand when it's on the front or on the top, right? So you're kind of gazing right there, turning your torso. So you're focusing on the upper hand, taking your time. So a little bit of gentle rotation from the center. We're not moving too much yet. So the hand comes float up to in front of your face to protect your face. And then when it comes to the side, it's going to start to press down. So, and then right in front of the groin area, it's protecting. Okay, so like a circular motion. Okay, now let's put them together. So from here, your left hand is going to go up, just like what we did before. Okay, so you can look. So notice that when the arms are moving, it's actually not the arms doing its work. So Taiji, we are rooted in the legs, and then the energy sprouts through the legs, right? Rooted in the feet, energy sprouts through the legs, and then it's directed by our lower dantian, and then it manifests and through your trunks and then your arms. So it's really the energy from your core helping you to do this movement. So when the hand, remember we turn the palms down. So when this hand goes down, the other hand is going to rise. And then when you get to the other side, one hand rises, the other one will sink. So from here, so we're constantly moving the yin and the yang. They're just the two opposites, right? There's no right or wrong or no positive or negative. So one hand is up, the other hand is down. Palm facing in. So the upper hand you're blocking. Bottom hand is also doing the same thing, right? You can block or you can attack. So you can do that a few times, and usually we do this like nice and slow, but if you want to do it faster without losing the form, that's okay too. You probably build up more heat, but just kind of feel this, right? Eyes kind of following the upper hand as we flow, and then you know both arms are constantly in motion. They're both moving at the same time. We're just combining what we did before. Okay, Very good. And slowly gather healing energy, breathing in, breathing out, sinking energy into your lower dantian. And now we're ready to put the whole entire body movement together, upper body, lower body, in the stationary form first. Okay, so open up your feet in a nice tall uji stance, sinking your hips, softening the knees and the hip joints, dropping the tailbone slightly. So you just start with your lower body movement. Remember that we're pouring the weight by softening the knees, right, one at a time. So you're getting a little bit heavier to one side by pouring the weight. So first feel the rooted, grounded sensation, and then it is the lower body, and then your core start the movement for your cloud hands. Okay, so when you're ready, when your body is pouring the weight to your left side, we're mirror images of each other, your left hand is going to float up. And then when you get to the end, you feel like I need to make a U-turn. And that's when you're going to switch your hands. So right hand will float up, left hand will go down. And when you're getting over to the other side, you're getting to that U-turn again. So that figure 8, same thing. As you pour the weight into the other leg, you're going just to shift your arms. So whichever side you're going into, that side, that arm is going up. Okay, so the other thing is that you do want to follow your gaze. You're gazing at the upper hand, right? It's protecting your face, your throat area, and then the bottom hand will just float down. So basically, you're kind of protecting your front center the whole time. So your legs, your waist, your torso, they're all moving at the same time. So taking your time. So the reason this movement is so beneficial is that it really helps us to calm the mind. Your added benefit, physically, you're giving your core area, right, kind of gently massaging the internal organs, really good for our digestive system. And because, right, it did take us some time to learn the different moves, the upper body, lower body, the coordination of this move is also really good for our memory. Okay, so taking your time, just feel this stationary first, pouring the weight, doing the U-turn. One hand sinks, the other one floats up. So feeling the benefit of Tai Chi, the switch between the yin and the yang. The heavier becomes the lighter one, and the light becomes the heavier one as we pour the weight. Okay, so you can practice this even longer if you feel like you want to feel more of the energy flowing, or you're kind of not quite there yet. Feel free to just pause the video for a little bit. We are going to practice the moving part of it, so moving drill of cloud hands. Okay, so taking your time slowly, letting your arms relax. We're going to gather energy. Take a breath, inhale. When you exhale, you can close your feet, and then bringing your energy back to your lower dantian. Breathing in, breathing out. Now let's put the whole thing together, upper body, lower body, and also in a moving drill. So let's do this one in back view. I know it's easier for you to follow. Okay, so just make sure you have enough room to the left side of you as we move to our left for cloud hands. Okay, so let's get started. So you can start in Wuji stance. Relax the body, calm the mind, and then softening your knees, your hip joints, dropping the tailbone down slightly. And from here, so we're going to take the step out with the left foot, but now let's slowly lift the right arm up. And then just once you pour the weight into the right leg, now we're going to stretch out the left foot. So in 24, we're going to lower down from the ball of the foot and then start to lower the whole entire foot, pour the weight, and then your arms are going to float like we practiced before. So when you get to the end, you are picking up your right foot, taking a smaller step, so like a half step. Okay, so when you get to weighted on the right side, we're going to get ready to reach out with the left leg in a bigger horse stance, so wider than your hip joint, and then shift the weight. So the weight is going to pour over. Your movement in the arms are directed by the legs. So really the power comes from the legs and your core, your lower dantian. So from here, just feel it out. You're going to exhale to your left side. And as you move your torso to the right, inhale to the right. Stepping out with the left foot. Exhale. Smaller step with the right. Okay, maybe let's take one more step. We'll do it over again. Okay, so taking your time, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so if you have room, you can keep going, but I'm just gonna restart back here. So let's just do this again. So softening your knees, your hip joints, tailbone tucked. So we're going to float. Let the power from the lower body carry you. So stepping out with the left leg. As you shift the weight over, you're doing that little bit of a U-turn. And then when the right leg comes in a half step, you're going to pour the weight again. So this is constant weight transfer. Left, right. Almost like this diagonal. When the right hand reaches out, the left will reaches out. And then as we pour the weight, making the left leg fuller, the right leg can come over. And then you're just following this flow from the center. So if you have room, like I said, you can keep going. In the regular set, we only practice 3 full rounds of cloud hands. But in a moving drill, you can keep going as long as you have room. Okay? And then slowly, let's take a breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Center your energy into your core. So make sure you practice, especially if you've had trouble putting everything together. I hope this video was helpful just to really unpack cloud hands for you. It's such a beneficial move for our mind, for our body. And if you like learning like this with us, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell next to it so you get notified the next time I come out with a new video. Also check under the playlist for Taiji Yang Style 24. We are going to dive in, continue with this form next week, adding 2 more moves. So the descending single whip and golden rooster. All right, so I can't wait to see you next week. Keep practicing.